Broads Media.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, is it good to be back? Flyers hockey, huh? Woke up, put on the cap, okay? With that Flyers logo on it. And I want you to think of this show as a Sunday morning sit down with Broads, okay? So we can get a lot off of our chest after what we saw in the first two games heading into the home opener Monday night, which I will be in the barn. Oh! The barn. Oh, it's the best. Anyway, I got my cup of coffee. Okay? And let's get into this. So let me take a sip, and then we'll dive into the action. Beautiful. 1-1. The first game of the year in Florida, let's be honest. You're going up against the NLDS. You're going up against Thursday Night Football, Eagles, Giants. In my basement, I have 3 TVs. A 75, a 42, and a 40. The Flyers were on mute on the third TV the entire time. I know, I'm a fraud. I'm not really a Flyers fan. I know. Shame on me. I'm a pathetic loser piece of shit. I don't know what to tell you. So here's what I saw with that being my viewing experience. Vladar looked good. I was shocked that Taka gave him the nod. And when he was asked about it, he hit us with, it's a coin flip. It could have been either one. Well, knowing Urson's been here for a long time, knowing the controversy about Urson. Is he a one? Is he a backup? I'll tell you for free, he's a backup, but the organization's trying to figure it out. He can do things that are strong, but it's the workload that breaks him down. Well, then he's not a one. If he can't do it long term, if he can't do it because his body can't handle it, that's what makes great goalies, is they can handle it. But I digress. I thought that was extremely telling. And I thought Vladar looked good. You're on the road against the Panthers, who already had a game under their belts. The second goal was from very far out. I wish he would have had that one back in particular, but he did so many great things throughout the action. I'm not going to crush him. Travis Konechny missing a wide open net. That's just brutal, man. Brutal. And Noah Cates in that line picks up a bingo. That's essentially kind of what I got out of that game. It was almost a nothing burger in a sense. And then we get to what happened in Carolina. Let me start here on the Carolina thing. Ew! That Cates line. Oh my God. Might be my favorite line ever in the history of hockey. It might be my favorite line ever. Bobby Brink behind the net looking for Sanheim, threads the needle. What a rip by Sanheim, too, to tie up that game. Phenomenal. Brink, after a board battles won, they're mid-change. Forster jumps up on the ice. Noah Cates is out there. Right, Bobby Brink, bang, coming down the half wall, rips it. And, truth be told, he should have had the overtime winner. If the control room wasn't stupid, even though I knew the letter of the law was going to call that thing back. I got Anderson literally headbutt. He looked like Scattaboo from the Giants, just headbutting people and flying at people with the crown of the helmet. Should have been a 15-yard penalty and a targeting call. That's what I would have called on Anderson. But I knew the letter of the law was going to call Sanheim driving the net like that. But Brink should have had one there. Brink had a couple of different opportunities throughout the game. He's buzzing. He's looking good. I love that line. I'm obsessed with that line. I thought Zegras on the first power play goal where Tippett gets one that you miss the net, TK misses the net, the puck pops free, and Owen Tippett bangs it home. I thought Zegras did a damn good job of making the pass to the wall to Konechny with two guys on him. So there's two penalty killers on him right around the blue line. His back is turned to the net, and he's showing some shiftiness, and he makes a nice pass. But he kind of looks a bit in quicksand. I'm not going to lie. I think Zegras looks a little slow out there, and I'm not making long-term conclusions here because games 1 and 2, they don't have that same spark, but you could see guys that are flying. You could see guys that are making plays and look to be on their toes, and then you could see the ones that are still working out, ironing out the kinks. You know what I'm saying? And Michkov's one of them as well. I think Michkov looks slow. I think Michkov looks 3 steps behind everybody else. Now, I don't know enough about the Michkov experience. For example, one thing that hits me hard when I say that is it possible that Michkov is just one of those guys? Let's say we're 5 or 6 years into this. Well, traditionally, Matvei Michkov starts out slow. You know, like Kyle Schwarber. We know that there are certain months where Kyle Schwarber pops. Is it possible that Matvei Michkov, and I don't really remember off the top of my head how last year started right off the rip. Shame on me again, I'm a fraud. But I don't know. Is it possible that he just traditionally needs a few games to get the legs going? Maybe 5, 6, 7 games to kind of feel himself out. Maybe 2 weeks into the season, he's not himself. But then there hits a certain point where he flourishes and looks phenomenal. Maybe there's something to that. I don't know. But that's one of the first questions I asked myself as I was watching him play. So the controversy with Rick Tocchet that some Flyers fans are upset about is Michkov didn't get any time in overtime. Michkov didn't get a lot of ice time in general. And I don't care right now. Now, I'm monitoring the situation, and I'll study it intensely, and I'll have my magnifying glass staring down at it nonstop. So, trust me, it's the storyline of the Philadelphia Flyers is Matvei Michkov. But for right now, I think the Cates line is playing so damn good, and Michkov does look a tad slow that I mean, there's other guys playing better right now. And I understand, let's put the kid out there. And I screamed about that with John Tortorella, that I don't care what Torts thinks. This is all about him and number 39 and how he's going to progress. And you need him to have failures, and you need him to learn, and you need him to go through those experiences. And that's all true. And big picture, I agree with that. But for the first 2 games, I'm just not going to cry about it if Rick Tocchet is handling his business this way. And I do think there's a big difference between the way Rick Tocchet does it and John Tortorella. And what I mean is, I think there's probably better communication, there's better dialogue happening, and there's probably a better understanding of, you know, what's kind of going on here. And we'll continue to monitor, right? I'm not telling you I'm going to love this forever. 2 weeks from now, if I'm seeing 12 minutes next to Matvei Michkov's name, I might be start throwing punches. Okay, I might start to see spit flying. So it's not something I'm willing to live with forever. But through the first 2 games, 0-1-1, watching the Cates line, watching he's not it right now, I'm okay with it. And by the way, the overtime decision, they should have won the game. It's not as if Rick Tocchet going with what he went with didn't deserve a W. His choice resulted in a bingo. Sanheim, Brink, I got no issue with that. They had it. They had the win. They celebrated. They did it all. So you got to keep that in mind. The buttons he did push late should have beaten the Carolina Hurricanes on the road, which is a damn good team and a damn good contender. I'm just not there yet. But it is funny. There's and I'm just laughing because I don't know what the expectation was, but there are some, and Twitter is Twitter. By no means is Twitter real life. It is the fakest part of life in the world. But it's 2 games in, and I got, Tocchet's so disappointing. Bros, I'm not liking what I'm seeing from Tocchet. I thought we'd get this from Tocchet. What did you think Rick Tocchet was? I'm getting exactly what I thought Rick Tocchet was. I think he's a better communicator than Tortorella, but he's not this guru. You know? He's an NHL head coach. I said it when they hired him. He's not like this spectacular magician. He's not something that, wow. He's an NHL coach. I labeled him a guy. There's 50 billion Rick Tocchet's. And maybe there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe that's not a bad thing. I'm not telling you that's the worst thing in the world. I thought it was a safe hire. You got a guy. You kind of know what he is. He has a track record. People respect the name. People respect the guy. People respect the message. People like him a lot inside the sport. But, you know, I mean, first off, the roster is the roster. Do you see this decor? I threw up. Vomit. Chunks of food flew when I saw the day one decor in Florida. You had Nick Seeler playing first line D. Nick Seeler's a seventh defenseman. He's a guy who isn't in the lineup every day. That's a Nick Seeler. I'm just being honest with you. That's a Nick Seeler. Played first line. Now, the Cam York injury stings because I said Matvei Michkov was a big story. So was the development of Cam York and the fact that he's not out there. But, you know, you got, what's the dude's name? Yinning? Is that it? Right? We got, Sanheim and Drysdale. They're the only two serious defensemen that are playing, and that's painful. So another part of the Tocchet thing is if you're disappointed in this and that, I mean, let's not act like he's got 6 Victor Hedmans, even though I go watch Minnesota and I see Booyam. Light the lamp. He looks good. He looks good. Yet I have Jet Luchenko getting forced into the lineup when I just don't think he's ready yet, but they don't know what to do with him. That's kind of my sense on it is they don't know what to do with the Jet Luchenko experience, but they're kind of stuck. Let me take another sip of coffee. We got some audio for you from the head coach, from Bobby Brick. We got some anytime hotline calls. I mean, come on now. All right, let me tell you about my great friends over at Emilio Cigars. If you are a cigar smoker, do me a favor. Check out the link down below in the description. Emilio Cigars has so many different options for you, and you get 10% off by utilizing the code BROADS10 at checkout. Let me tell you a little something about Emilio Cigars. Old school roots, new school attitude, locally owned. Made at Fabrica Oveja Negra in Nicaragua. This is as serious of a cigar as you are going to find. When I tell you it is the best cigar to ever touch my lips, I'm not making that up. That's a true statement. There's only one cigar to smoke. And it's funny because I've gotten a lot of my friends into Emilio Cigars. I've gotten a lot of my family into Emilio Cigars. And they all tell me the same thing. It's unbelievable, bros. It's truly remarkable. It's the Bobby Clark of cigars. My eyebrows raised when I heard them say that, but I can't disagree. Nobody disagrees. Try it out for yourself. And once you realize that it is the Bobby Clark of cigars, you're never going to go in any other direction ever again when it comes to going to the golf course and playing a foursome, playing 18 with the boys. Boom, Emilio. Boom. Family party with the aunts and uncle. Boom, Emilio. Make sure you join the Emilio Cigar family today. All right, let's listen here to Rick Tocchet. So, Rick Tocchet spoke post-game and shared a couple of thoughts here on what went down in Carolina. Take a listen.
You see the ending there, and did you get any explanation officially?
No, because it's in the situation room, so at that point, you usually don't get explanation. Yeah, it's a tough call. Been on the right side of those and the wrong side of them. So, I really don't have a comment on it at all.
It's only game 2 for you as the head coach. What can you say about the resiliency that you saw tonight from your team?
Yeah, I thought there was really some great efforts from some guys. Bobby Brink was outstanding tonight. The goal, Harrison was great. So the penalty kill hung in there. I mean, there was some. We just got to stop giving freebie goals. That's the one thing. We got to. It's the one thing. You can't get free goals. But other than that, I thought there was some outstanding efforts from some guys. Tip was skating. There were some guys out there that really worked hard.
Do you think, after you have a game-winning goal that's overturned, is it just hard for guys to do a quick reset right after that? You have to go back out there and play.
Yeah, I'm sure they're disappointed, but I told them after, keep your head up. Like, listen, it's a good hockey team over there, and we hung in there. So that's the way you got to look at it. We're building stuff, and you got to learn how to play in these type of games, and you're going to be on the right side and the wrong side of these times.
Mafe didn't get a shift in overtime. Was that related to the turnover he had at the end of regulation, or?
I just went with the guys I thought were skating.
Boom. That's going to stick with everybody. I went with the guys I thought were skating. I don't have an issue with that. I really don't. And I'm someone who is in the understanding that this is about 39 sets the tone for the franchise, right? 39 is the vision. He's the staple. He's the face of this whole thing. It starts with 39. But if you're watching the game and you see the way Noah Cates and Bobby Brink and Tyson Forster are playing, and you see and feel how everything was playing out, I mean, it's game 2 of the regular season. Mitchkov looks 3 steps behind what he should be. If you told me Rick Tocchet on that night went with Bobby Brink and some other guys instead of Mitchkov after seeing the first 3 periods, it's not some egregious thought. And again, it worked. It just sucks that the control room is stupid or the letter of the law is stupid. But he wasn't skating. Guys, we love him. He looks a few steps back, and based off of all the reports about him going into Danny Briere's office and talking about what he was going to work on in the offseason, would I have hoped that he was maybe looking more like that line instead of where he is now? Yes. But you're also going up against 2 teams that are going to be competing for the cup, and maybe he just needs a little bit more time. Maybe teams are more aware of him, and they're not as focused on Bobby Brink and Noah Cates until things start to turn and teams realize, this line has it. These kids are stepping up. These guys are elevating. And then the tide starts to turn a bit and the focus goes like, this line is lethal. I thought they were the best line on the ice, including the Canes. Like, I thought they were the best line out there by a large margin. So I don't know, like, were teams expecting that? Were they focusing in on Mitchkov? Was that why maybe he had a tougher day at the office? I'm just kind of spitballing a little bit. But yeah, I wish he did have that jump and that juice to get this season started to set the tone. But it hasn't worked out that way to this point, and I don't have an issue with the way that Tocchet has pushed certain buttons so far. I really don't. By the way, speaking of that goal, listen to what Bobby Brink said in the locker room.
I'm guessing it's because Sanheim ran into the goalie. But in my humble opinion, it's the wrong call. But they made the rules, so what do I know?
I love it. I know I'm bouncing around a little bit. But let me give you a positive on Mitchkov. All right, let me give you a positive here. When Travis Konechny got boarded, and man, did he get boarded. I can't believe he threw that hit. He was clear. Nowhere. He was vulnerable. He got clocked. Matvey dropped the mitts, and he even started punching. He gave a couple right hooks. He gave a couple of right claws there and throwing. You got to have that. You have to have that. For Mitchkov to be the one to do that is big. There is a standard that's set. There is something that resonates in the room when that happens. It's huge. It's important. Most of the time, you'll see the Deloriers of the world, have to do that if Mitch Gay gets popped. Even if TK gets popped, Coots gets popped. But that's equivalent to if Mitchkov got boarded, TK getting in on the action, Sanheim getting in on the action. You got to have the big names do whatever is necessary against whoever it is against big names when needed. When somebody does something that you feel they need to be disciplined for, you have to have that. I would feel a lot worse if that was to go down, everyone's standing around putting their thumb up their ass, picking their nose, not paying attention to the fact that one of your teammates got bundled and it's time for you to send a message. Instead, what are you going to do? We play tomorrow, don't we? We got back-to-back. What are you going to do? We got to fly to Toronto. We going to Vancouver. We got a game in a couple days. Sorry, TK, you eat that one. You can't be having that. So we're taking a look at how much the room means to one another. Well, that's big. That is for sure big. All right, why don't we do this? Something that I'm kind of doing off the cuff here. Why don't we go to that Bobby Brink pass to Sanheim to tie the game up, just to listen to the call? Because that was... Oh, hold on. Is this a highlight package of just Bobby Brink points? Ooh, maybe we play this. Let's see this. 50 seconds. It just says point Brink range. Is this just a goal? Or is this... No, that doesn't look like a full package of highlights. I like the pass. Was this the power play goal from Tippett? That was sort of... It was less about unique power play stuff, and it was more about just getting a lucky bounce. Oh, here it is. Yeah. That wasn't a highlight package. That was just the bingo. Here's the pass to Sanheim to tie it up with 4 minutes in the third. Ew.
Brink to Forster. Around, back to Brink again. Center, shot, score! Travis Sanheim with a bullet! And the Flyers tie it at 3 with exactly 4 minutes to play.
And what line does it again? It's the Cates line. They've been so good here tonight. So good in these first 2 games. And just a terrific pass by Brink. And he's able to get away from the defender. The lane opens up. Look at the heads up. Sanheim sneaks in.
Dude, that pass was sick. It was a laser, man. He's in the corner. He's got his head up. He just threads the needle to the middle of the ice. And for Sanheim to get a lot on that, howitzer, as they say. So I got 2 bullet points here that I'll mention quickly, and then we'll even take an anytime hotline call here. But you got to stay out of the box, right? The reason why the first period was as choppy as it was is you're constantly killing off penalties. Well, come on, And how about Grabenkin? Did I even mention him yet? He's got a little bit of sex appeal. I think that's the best way to describe it. I think he's got a bit of sex appeal. I apologize that it took me so long to mention his name. But he's the one that helped out the Bobby Brink goal before they changed, and they were in a mid-change. The lines were changing. But Grabenka right there by the boards, he kept the puck in, and then he was able to get off the ice, and, but Brink scored off that. He's got some sex appeal in the game that he brings. There's no doubt about it. But you got to stay out of the box, right? You can't keep taking penalties and giving a team like Carolina, with that type of firepower, you're lucky it's not 3 rip. But to my next point, which is Urson. I thought Urson looked good. I thought Urson made a lot of good plays. So far, the goaltending has been nice. But there's a lot of work to be done here in terms of goaltending. 2 regular season games in October, it's about can they last? That's been the question for Urson. I'm learning more about Vladar, but that's definitely the main question for Urson. It's not about can they do it in a one-off. I've seen Urson be spectacular. There are games where Urson is amazing. It's just hot or cold. It's ice hot. It's ice hot. No. It's ice cold or red hot. And the consistency is not there. It's too inconsistent. So I've seen him just be ridiculous and shine bright under the lights. It's just not enough. And that's where we have to continue to monitor the goaltending situation. Hey, listen here. There's one place to get your weed. Okay? Camden Apothecary. Philly fans, game day is stressful enough. Parking, traffic, long lines, we've all been there. But when it comes to your cannabis, Camden Apothecary makes it easy. And they are only 5 minutes over the bridge. This is the dispensary for sports fans. Just minutes outside of Philly with plenty of free parking. You'll be in and out fast. No hassle, no waiting. And they don't just care about convenience. Camden Apothecary is all about the guest experience. Their staff makes sure you feel taken care of every time you walk in. Plus, they carry only the best quality cannabis at the fairest prices. So whether you're stocking up for the tailgate, the watch party, or celebrating a big win, you know you're getting the good stuff without overpaying. They even show the love to the community with specials for fans, students, service members, and healthcare pros. Camden Apothecary, top quality cannabis, great prices, and an experience made for Philly fans 21 and up. Tell them Broad sent you for 10% off. Alrighty. How about we go to the one and only Ryan from Tampa?
What's up, bros? It's Ryan from Tampa. Missed you, man. Hey, tough way to lose tonight. What can you do? I thought Brink had that last one, stupid goalie interference, but I'm proud of the boys, man. I mean, geez, taking the Panthers to a close loss, and then, tonight, unfortunate with the overtime, they lost. But, hey, Sanheim Brink line, man, looked damn good. And there's optimism in this team. It stinks coming out 0-2, but, man, this team has some resiliency and some fight. Hey, we'll take it to the Monday opener. Have a great night, buddy.
Thank you so much, man. The Monday opener is going to be electric. 0-1-1. 0-1-1. They got the all-important point, right? 0-1-1. I want to hear that 0-2 crap. 0-1-1. But this team, I've been labeling it this way all the time, and I get roasted on Flyers and 50 with the afternoon show by the guys because they always are they a playoff team? Are they this and that? And there's so much to go here. You never know how it's going to go. But I mean, my gut is like, no, they're a watchable team, right? They're a watchable team that's exciting. There's a lot of growth here, but you see against Florida, against Carolina, there's significantly deeper and stronger teams out there. But to your point, man, they're a fun watch. They're resilient. They show fight. There's things that are important when it comes to a winning culture. There's youth. There's toughness. There's something to it that makes it important to tune in on a night-to-night basis. Where it takes us, I don't know. But they're a product to get behind. They're a product to appreciate. They're a product to sink your teeth into. They're a product to pour your heart out into. Are they making the play? Probably not, right? My gut tells me before the season, and my projection would be probably not. But this is all trending in the right way, and like it matters to consume them on a day-to-day basis. That's kind of how I put it. And the game against Florida, I don't know. It's game one. And again, there were so many things that were kind of taking my mind off of the Flyers that day, even though I had it there and I was watching on mute on a distance there. But it just kind of felt like a blah game. You got way more of what this team could be in Carolina with the way after the penalties in the first period. I thought that the game kind of opened up a little bit after that, and you saw some opportunities go both ways, and the game just kind of found itself a bit. Until the Flyers were down 3-2, but then with 4 minutes to go in the third, they showed their resiliency to fight back and tie it up, and then even steal a win. I wouldn't call it a steal. I don't like that I said that, because I wouldn't say they went in there and stole a win, because I think at that point they probably could have respectfully earned that win. But it's a fun product so far. It's the second game. It's a fun product. It just sucks that everything that's been happening in this town, you get a win as a city, right? You get a win as a city. And with just the way everything's been going and how much everything feels like it's just collapsing in the sports scene. It was so good for so long. We are in hell. And the Flyers get off the schneid for the city. And the guys have to come back on the ice, sit down. And that's got to be draining emotionally. After you think you win, you saw Brink, you saw Sanheim, you saw Thoat, right? Thoat gets his first dub as the bench boss for the Fly guys. I'm sure that felt good. He had both hands up, pumping fists, right? And then 4 seconds later, man, the puck's in the back of the net. Oh, my God. And you knew it, right? You knew the second that you went to that game starting back up and Carolina had a shot on that, you go, oh yeah, no, this is gonna end bad. this is just gonna end bad. Oh man. All right. Well, hey, listen, before we get out of here, just remember, my friends over at DraftKings, you want to get in on all the action? Hockey's back, playoff baseball. Oh, come on, ladies and gentlemen. Football. There's one place for you to get in on all the action. Okay. And you can utilize promo code BROADS for a nice bonus for you. New customers. If you bet $5, you get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, you can score over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code BROADS. That's code BROADS to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet. Plus over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Budo Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Fees may apply in Illinois. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only. And auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer. All right. You guys are the best. I love you. It was nice talking puck. Catch you guys on the next one.